Okay, so I'm here with Kelly Thomas.
Hi.
Hey. And you're currently in the RCIA program, and we've heard many good things about you through the grapevine, and there's a thick grapevine here at Blessed Pope. So tell me about how you came to the RCIA program and what it's done for you and your spirituality.
Okay, well, with that question, you're asking me my faith journey, and so if you don't mind, I'll give you a little history on how I was called to RCIA. Well, I had a happy, awesome, loving childhood. Very secure, wonderful parents. I couldn't have asked for a better upbringing. My parents taught me value and character and integrity and faith, and I was always so thankful to God. And shortly, after a great childhood and college and kind of finding somewhat of my purpose, I met Brian, my husband, who's my soulmate and an amazing spiritual leader, and I call him St. Thomas, with my last name being Thomas. I don't think he's ever missed a day of church in his life. So
he goes to daily mass.
He's a very spiritual man. So
oh, wow.
So I knew there was some greatness there because he really walks the walk, and we had a beautiful marriage. We were married in a Catholic church, and life was great. We got engaged and got married and built a 15,000 square foot fitness facility. And
I thought you were gonna say house for a second. I'm like, really?
No,
that's a massive house.
No. We had big dreams and big plans, and life was good, and I had a blissful life, and we were living the dream, and then thankful to God. But then all of a sudden, we had some crossroads. I always felt I wanted to be a mom. And unfortunately, God had a little different plan for me at the time, and we struggled with infertility for quite some time. And, I think, as I look back on that time in my life and, the miracles that came out of that, there's divining moments in that where you realize that there was a reason for that. That was probably the time, if I had to put my finger on a time in my life where I really just turned my life over to God and said, God, I'm giving this to you. It's out of my control. I need your help here. And He blessed us with twin daughters. It was just an amazing turning point. And from that point on, I made a deal with God that this is when I'm going to continue to let you guide my life, and live my life for my family and God, and from that point on, no shortcuts. Just totally dedicated to my family.
And your daughters are the ones that steal the show every year at the talent show. They're the twins, right?
Right.
Mackenzie and
Madison and Mackenzie.
Madison and Mackenzie.
Yeah, and they're the best thing I ever did. Honestly, the best thing my husband and I and God ever did for us. They're just confident and secure in the world, and just beautiful blessings. And they teach me. They're wise to the way of the world. And now Madison Mackenzie, through a turn of events, they're at St. Francis Xavier, so they're at Catholic school. So everything, just God definitely has a plan. God's perfect timing. It's all just coming together here for us.
I went there, St. Francis.
You went to St. Francis?
Yeah, for a year. So
okay.
You never know how it's going to turn out. So
you had a good experience, I hope.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah. The curriculum, they're pushing educationally, but Madison,
they're
Mackenzie,
very strict.
But
you really got to be on your best behavior there.
Madison, Mackenzie, they're just bring it on.
They're angels.
I'm telling you, they're
so
gonna do things.
What were some of the things about the Catholic faith that you didn't know that through this RCIA process? How far you started just began, right?
Yeah, it's the inquiry session, and honestly, I believe this is God's perfect timing, and this is the season for me to be going through this program. But it's so enjoyable. And so I really encourage those out there who want to participate in the RCIA program but just maybe think life's too busy or they can't fit it in or whatever the case might be. It really is just a wonderful journey, and I get to talk about me, and I never, as a mom of twins, this is new to me. I'm able to talk about my faith journey and reflect on my life and how God influenced every different season, and it's just amazing to be able to have some time to take a look at where God's brought me, and so that's what we're doing now. We're just talking about our lives at RCIA, and
I saw your resume. You're very qualified. You were like a sponsored athlete at one point.
Yeah, Power Bar still sponsors what I do. I'm a presenter, so what that means is I certify instructors as well as teach group exercise, but I certify instructors, so I'm able to provide continuing education credits for instructors in many of the facets of fitness, which includes hands-on demonstration and nutrition, and so I'm still doing workshops, but I'm also involved in the health clubs, and then we've taken the health club environment and sort of put it in a place of faith.
Yeah, so I saw that you had mentioned that before, the Fit for Eternity. What is the you see the covers of Flex magazine. That doesn't look very spiritual. Those guys look crazy. I know that's an extreme example. What is the connection between faith, fitness, in your world?
Okay, that's a awesome question, and I'm glad you asked it, because quite honestly, if someone would have told me, Kelly, you're going to be leading devotionals and writing devotionals and heading up Bible classes, I would have thought, I don't know about that. I'm a professional at this fitness thing, but it got to a point in my fitness career that if you want to take it to a higher level, I mean, we're better to go than on a faith journey with it. So I mean, as simple as providing a faith-based program around fitness as a platform. So fitness is the platform, and we're doing the group exercise, weight training, just as you would see in a health club setting. But we have prayer prior to, and I write devotionals weekly, and we sit after class, after we work out, and everybody has that adrenaline high, and that those endorphins going. You're just lifted to the Lord, and you feel like talking about your dreams and your hopes and your life and your faith, and it's all kind of hand in hand, fitness and faith. Amazingly enough, I feel that now that we're in a place of faith, I feel that I'm doing God's work in helping people to believe in themselves, even if they come in for the fitness class alone. A lot of times, like myself included, you get involved in the fitness, and then you see a bigger picture there with you're looking at a little weight loss, and before you know it, you're building up your character and your self-esteem, and finding Christ. I mean, I've had the amazing experience of witnessing some new friends to Christ through fitness, and that's just an incredible. I'm not preaching, or I'm just being a good friend and being a person of my word, and helping them to get the results they want. A lot of times it's losing some body fat or some, the regular fitness things you hear, and then before we know it, we're talking about their life and their faith journey, and they're choosing a church, and they're getting involved. They're getting involved with putting their faith into action, and it's a really cool thing to witness.
That's really cool. So you have you're in the inquiry process, and you're going to be in the program this year. And then, what do you look forward to as you journey through RCIA and become a Catholic? Like, what is the ultimate goal for you to reach through RCIA?
Well, I believe that, I'm following God and He has a plan for my life, but RCIA is definitely that next step to being closer to God. So, if there is a way to expedite that process and be closer to God, I'm in 100%. And like I said before, I believe in my family and I believe in my faith, and to be able to share our beliefs and as a family and share our Catholic values and just make a difference in the world together. I mean, that's what family is all about. And then, if we're, as a family, if we're giving back as one unit, I believe we just have a better thing going, and hopefully that'll touch other lives. And if there's one lesson I've learned along the way, and Mom and Dad and Father Bob and my husband, and a lot of people preach it, but the idea is to live it. If I was to live my life for God, then hopefully someone who might not know God will come to know God because they know me. And if I can maybe be the only Bible they ever read, it's without actually preaching, just living my life by example, and trying to make a difference, giving 100% of myself. This whole faith and fitness, there's the parallel there is being accountable, and being dependable and trustworthy, and devoted and dedicated. And
what is the overriding message when you're explaining the parallel between fitness and faith to the people in your classes or just those you come across in life?
Okay, well, with fitness as a platform to faith, the parallel shared there is, there really is no finish line in faith. And, where fitness is concerned too, the similarity is there is no finish line in fitness. It's a journey, and it's a spiritual one, and it's, I'm afraid to quit working out because I'm old, and if I stop, but there really is, it's, there's no start, there's no end. Barbara from RCA always explains that this is a process, it's not a program, it's a way of life. So, that faith and fitness journey is for eternity. So, fit for eternity.